right, everybody, we are now going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about one of our local stories that we wanted to kind of share with you guys. Coming up, there's an event that you might want to hear more about. The Henderson County Performing Arts Center is gearing up for its performance of Beetlejuice next month, or Beetlejuice Jr. next month, excuse me. Well, the musical adaptation of the Tim Burton classics debut July the 9th, and it runs through the 18th. And we've got two guests here on the desk to join us and kind of chat a little bit more about it. Please welcome in here the Director of Marketing for Henderson County Performing Arts Center, Miss Shady Clary, and Liz Foote. Welcome in.
Thank you so much.
We're glad to be here.
Of course. Well, I'm so glad that we get to kind of chat a little bit about this. So can you start by telling us why, you guys chose to put on this show?
Yes. So real quick, what's really cool about this show is that the actors that are in this production, they actually kind of grew up with this show because they were listening to the music. They were just constantly just listening to it, wanting to do it one day, hoping that it would happen. At the time, only Beetlejuice was out, the musical. And so whenever they announced that Beetlejuice Jr. would be available for rights, we were like, let's get on the opportunity. A lot of us love Beetlejuice. Let's make it happen. And what makes it easy is these kids have been listening to it the whole entire time before they even knew we would ever do Beetlejuice Jr. So that was a lot of it, was just we wanted to make it happen. The kids love the show. We were like, let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, what makes Beetlejuice Jr. such a great musical, in your opinion?
It's really funny. It's got funny moments. It's got some serious moments, some kind of sad moments. It features a ton of kids. It's not one of those musicals where it's, if you're in it and you're not a lead, you're only going to be on stage once. This musical has tons of opportunities for the kids to be on stage, to dance and to sing. It's got great, memorable music. I'm always humming it on my way home. I always have it stuck in my head.
Yes.
And these kids are just phenomenal.
That's awesome. Well, tell me a little bit more about your love for the original movie, because obviously y'all haven't just seen it one time, right?
No.
If you're hearing it in your head while you're driving, obviously you've seen it a lot, right?
Right. So, and what's really cool, the movie versus the musical. So in the movie, it really just focuses on Beetlejuice, the character, and then Barbara and Adam Maitland. And in this version of it, it focuses more on Lydia's story, because in the movie, Lydia is a strange and unusual kid, but why is she a strange and unusual kid? And so this dives into the depth of it, of she's not just a teenager that's just trying to understand what it's like to be a teenager. She's a teenager that's dealing with grief, because the musical starts with her being at her mother's funeral. And so she's dealing with grief. She's trying to understand that. She's trying to understand what's happening with her relationship with her father at the exact same time. And then she has to move into this whole new area. And so she's just lost. And so we understand now why she is that strange and unusual kid. It's not just she's a teenager, there's so much more depth to it. Another thing is that in the movie, we don't really see the relationship of Lydia and her family. It's just really Lydia, Adam, and Barbara is what they focus on and they emphasize. In this, they really dive in deep of, we see Lydia lose her mother, now she has a broken relationship with her father, and then you see them together, and you see her father also struggling too, because he just lost his wife. He's trying to find a way to help his daughter, and he's not sure where to go in life now. And so we get to see that relationship grow. You don't get to see that in the movie. You get to see it in the musical, though.
Okay.
So,
well, the musical adaptation, obviously, what in terms of difference with Beetlejuice, you talk a little bit more about that, but rehearsals with music, that sort of thing. Is there a huge difference between doing something like that for a movie than doing something for a musical?
I mean, doing anything for a movie versus live theater is different, because in live theater, if you mess it up, that's it, it's gone.
yeah.
There's a lot of singing in this musical. I love it because there's a lot more music than some musicals. It's like, oh, occasionally there's a song. There's lots of music in this. So we probably spent 2 or 3 weeks just doing music, just hitting music, and learning the songs for the soloists, learning the songs for the ensemble, working on choreography. So there's, in the movie, there's the classic, Deo song, but we have more than just the stuff that you're used to in the movie in this musical. There's tons of different songs and some really, really good ones. So we get a lot of that.
Well, there's a lot of rehearsal that goes into it. So let's talk about how putting on a show requires a lot of planning in general. How long has this production been in the works?
So we're going on almost 6 weeks of rehearsal, and going into planning, we've actually been working on this lightly for a year. So we had been told last year we were doing Beetlejuice Jr. I had asked to direct it, and then I had asked Liz, "Will you be my co-director? Let's work on it together and make this musical happen." And make this musical happen. And so we had been talking about it for a year. We had been going to see other productions do it and learning from their production team of what we should and shouldn't do. Watching, listening to it constantly, reading the script, and so we've been waiting for this for a year for us to finally get the cast to make it happen. And then rehearsals have been a 6-week process. But what's was interesting is because the kids grew up listening to the music, they knew a lot of the songs already. So like Liz would say, okay, we're going to have 2 hours to work on this song. 30 minutes later, and they already know all their music. And so that was fun to have that. And then we wanted to make this a very choreographed, intense musical. We wanted to make it a very big musical, and so there's a lot of very difficult choreography that's put in there. But we do like to have little elements from the movie that you'll see throughout as well.
All right, well, let's get those need-to-know details. Date, time, location, registration, showtimes. What do we need to know to go and, see this production?
So it runs July 9th through 18th. There is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then a second Thursday, Friday, Saturday, one Sunday matinee. Those sell out the quickest, so I'd buy your tickets now. The tickets can be purchased at HCPAC.org. That's HCPAC.org. And then follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That way you not only can get tickets that way, you get to see the actors before the production because we have all their pictures there. We're announcing the characters and everything. And so you get to have like inside scoop before you even get to walk through the doors.
Of course. All right. Well, thank you both for being here today to kind of give us the latest and kind of an update on what all is going into this. If y'all want more information, it will be over on our website. Again, thank you guys for being here and interviewing today.
Thank you.
Of course.